Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the Browns lately, you know that the headlines have been swirling around a lot of uncertainty, especially when it comes to the head coaching position. And I mean, it's not just speculation anymore. There's real talk about Kevin Stefanski's job security, and it's a conversation that's gripping Browns fans all over. The big question is, if the Browns were to make a bold move and fire Stefanski, how attractive would this coaching job really be? Because let's be honest, the Browns are at a crossroads, and the way the season is unfolding, it's making everyone wonder about the future, about what's next for this franchise. First, let's set the scene. Kevin Stefanski has been at the helm for a few seasons now, and while he's had his moments of success, winning Coach of the Year twice during his tenure, this season has thrown a lot of questions into the mix. The offense, which was supposed to be a strength, has been struggling. The offensive line is aging and not performing at the level fans are used to, and that's putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback position. Now, I know that the quarterback situation is a complicated one, especially with Deshaun Watson still on the roster. Watson's massive contract hangs over the team like a dark cloud, and that's a huge factor when evaluating the team's stability and attractiveness for a new coach. Nobody wants to step into a situation where they're inheriting a quarterback who's on the books for years to come, and where the roster around him needs a complete overhaul. Now, for those of you wondering about Stefanski's future, let's clear one thing up. While it's true that most fans and analysts think he's coaching for his job this season, the reality is that firing him midway through seems unlikely. The Browns have shown some stability in recent years, and Stefanski's track record, including that Coach of the Year award, makes him a candidate who's still respected in NFL circles. But, and this is a big but, if the team does decide to move on at the end of the season, the question is, who's out there to replace him? And more importantly, how appealing is this job right now? Because when it comes to any NFL coaching vacancy, the situation matters a lot. It's not just about the paycheck or the prestige. It's about the roster, the management, the ownership. And Cleveland, as we all know, has a reputation for being a bit unpredictable, especially with owner Jimmy Haslam. His reputation for impulsiveness and the team's recent struggles add layers of complexity that any coaching candidate has to consider. The franchise has been rebuilding, trying to find stability, but it's a process that's been slower than many expected. The Browns have invested heavily in draft picks recently, replenishing their roster after trading away assets to acquire Watson. Yet, the roster still isn't where it needs to be to compete consistently. Let's talk about the roster a bit more. The skill position groups are a mixed bag. The wide receiver room, for example, isn't exactly loaded with stars or proven playmakers. There's promise, sure, but they're still developing, still trying to find rhythm. The running backs, on the other hand, have shown some upside, some flashes of potential that could be harnessed with the right coaching. But the real challenge lies in the offensive line. It's not the same dominant unit that Browns fans remember from a few years back. The aging linemen, the injuries, the inability to protect the quarterback, these are issues that any coach coming in would have to address immediately. And that's a tough sell for anyone considering taking over. Now, the defense has been a bright spot at times, but even that side of the ball isn't perfect. The team has been able to move away from some of the veteran players this offseason, signaling a youth movement, which is promising for the future. Still, the overall roster needs a lot of work, and that's before even considering the cap situation. While the Browns aren't in as dire a financial position as some might think, Watson's contract continues to be a black cloud hanging over the team. It's a huge financial hurdle, and moving off Watson without significant cap penalties isn't straightforward. Any new head coach would have to navigate this tricky cap landscape, dealing with questions about Watson's role and future. And let's not forget about the pressure from the ownership. Jimmy Haslam's reputation for being impulsive, for making quick decisions based on short-term results, can make the job even more unpredictable. Candidates have to ask themselves, is this a stable environment? Can I come in and truly build something long-term, or will I be judged prematurely and pushed out if the results don't come immediately? It's a complicated situation, no doubt about it. When you look at the coaching pool this year, it's not exactly overflowing with top-tier options. Retread coaches, those who have been around the block once or twice, are risky bets, especially considering how many of them have been let go for a reason. It's still early, but the Browns might find it difficult to attract a high-quality candidate willing to take on such a challenging situation. The team's current predicament doesn't scream ideal when it comes to attracting top coaching talent, especially with the roster needing so many upgrades and the cap situation being delicate. So to sum it all up, if the Browns were to make a move and decide to part ways with Stefanski, the decision would not be easy or straightforward. The job in its current state isn't the most attractive one in the league. The stability isn't solid, the roster needs a lot of work, and the ownership's reputation adds an extra layer of uncertainty. But of course, every coaching job has its appeal, especially in a market like Cleveland, where passionate fans, a rich football history, and the chance to rebuild can be very enticing for the right candidate. Still, the timing and circumstances are key, and right now, the situation isn't exactly primed for a splash hire. It's a team in flux, trying to find its footing with a lot to prove both on and off the field. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you believe Stefanski's future is already sealed, or do you think he still has a shot to turn things around? Would you like to see the team make a coaching change, or do you think they should stick with him and give him more time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Whether it's coaching decisions, player updates, or game analysis, we're here to keep you informed and engaged. So keep supporting your team, stay passionate, and let's see how this story unfolds. Thanks for sticking with us, Browns fans. We're in this together, and I can't wait to bring you more news and insights as the season progresses.